Good morning, everyone. I'm Jim Scott. I'm usually the biggest. I collect UU churches. And I wonder, the guitar mic here, can we roll some highs off of this here somehow? Pardon us, everyone. That sounds good. Thank you. I've been playing this song for 40 years. Since I first joined the Paul Winter Consort, I got to sing this song. It's been attributed to me. Hi, everybody. We have some wonderful seats right up front. Prime real estate right up here. Ready for development. So it's been attributed to me, but I didn't write this song. A great Brazilian composer, Ivan Lins, wrote the melody. He let us put new English words to his song. And I got to sing it. And you can help in two languages like this. In a circle of friends. This means friends when you hook your fingers together. In a circle, this means circle of sound. Try that much. In a circle of friends. In a circle of sound. All our voices will blend when we touch common ground. Voices are calling round the earth. Music is rising in the sea. The spirit of morning fills the air, guiding my journey home. Where is the path beyond the forest? Where is the song I always knew? I remember it just around the bend. In the village, the music never ends. In a circle of friends, in a circle of sounds, all our voices will blend when we touch common ground. Somewhere is the melody we need. There is a certain harmony, even a rhythm in the trees, in the song that we've always known. As every road comes to its end, so every path must cross again. Now I'm returning to my heart, back to the song that is our own. In a circle of friends, in a circle of touch common ground. Let's do that one more time. Let's do it as a round. In a circle, in a circle, in a circle, a circle. All our voices, when we touch common ground. Oh, we all have to roll our eyes and whisper to each other after someone asks us to sing around together.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mandy Winders, and I'm a member here at UUMAN. And on behalf of Reverend Dave Dunn, our Director of Religious Exploration, Lexi Tangney, our Music Director, Alex Peach, my fellow worship associates, our dedicated technical team that is making today's live stream possible, and of course, our special guest this morning, songwriter and musician Jim Scott, who's leading this morning's worship service. I want to thank you all for being here this morning and welcome you to the Unitarian Universalist Metro Atlanta North congregation, which we lovingly call UUMAN. UUMAN is a liberal faith community with the mission to nurture our spirit, strive for justice, and transform the world. No matter who you are, who you love, or where you are on your spiritual journey, you're welcome here. Do we have anyone visiting us for the first time this morning? Oh, so awesome. Okay, we have Greg with a microphone that's going to come around if you feel comfortable and want to introduce yourself and just tell us where you're from. Oh. Good morning. Welcome. Is there anyone else in the back with us for the first time? Near where Greg is. Can you raise your hand if you're visiting and want to introduce yourself? Yeah, go ahead. Nice. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us this morning. Great. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. We have some announcements this morning. The next UU 101 will be held this morning at 11:15 to 12:45 and on January 22nd from 11:15 to 12:45. If you are new to our congregation or to Unitarian Universalism or are considering becoming a member of UUMAN or just want a refresher on the basic tenets of our faith, this 2-session class is for you. You'll learn about the Unitarian Universalism, our great programs, You'll learn about Unitarian Universalism, our welcoming culture, and long history of social justice. You will learn all about UUMAN and our great programs and get a tour of our campus. You may register at the greeter table in the lobby today. Our religious exploration team would also like to announce that we do offer a fidget corner in the back for any kids or adults who might need something to keep their hands busy during service. If you need help finding that, ask Lexi. And don't forget about our Martin Luther King Jr. Day of service tomorrow, January the 16th at Fur Kids in Cumming. You can come read a book to shelter cats or help put together a care package for pet foster parents. This event is not just for youth. Everyone is welcome to join. This morning, the youth will be meeting in Discovery Hall during the second hour, and they're going to be making vision boards. And then for our adult second hour programming beginning at 11:15, we have the following options and the locations of where they're going to be held. Stewards of the Earth is going to be in the fellowship hall downstairs in classroom 2. UU 101 is in the fellowship hall upstairs in the main large room where we're sitting now. Poetry Forum will be in the fellowship hall downstairs in classroom 1, and then the service reflection is going to be held in the fellowship hall downstairs in classroom 3. And now please welcome John Burkhart to make an announcement for us.
Sorry. Good morning, everyone. My name is John Burkhart. You might know me as the lead. Okay. You might know me as the lead of the Earth Ministry. You might also know my daughter, Josie. She has been watching us, and she is really inspired by all the works we do in our community, and she wants to help. She came up with an idea. She calls it Little Kids, Big Ideas. She'd like it to be a fundraising arm for the youth, guided by the youth, of course with help from adults, to run protests, raise money for the church, activities to help the earth. She's really excited about this, and we need your help. This is for kids and adults, mostly for kids. We're really excited about it. Lexi and I are holding a potluck next Sunday, the 22nd at noon in Discovery Hall. We'll be having snacks and drinks for the kids and adults, and we're really excited to inspire more youth and adults to help the community. You can reach out to myself or Lexi, and we'll be glad to answer any questions you have. Thank you.
And now Shelley Negrani would like to make an announcement on behalf of the Program Council.
Good morning. The Program Council is diligently working to pull our community back together as we recover from the challenges of COVID. So I have two things to tell you about. One is that Ashok Negrani has agreed to begin lunch ministry again starting next week. It will be at 11:30. The location will be announced. And the other is that we want to make sure that everyone is able to attend services, and including parents of children who are not comfortable with the fidget corner. So we're going to institute an all ages play group during service starting next week. And we need volunteers. So I have a handy dandy QR code that you can scan and fill out a form. We're going to need to do background checks for adults that are working with the kids. So that's what this will help you sign up and get ready for that background check. So please volunteer so that parents of children who are not comfortable coming to service will be able to attend service with us.
African-American national anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing, was written 100 years ago by James Weldon Johnson. A brother team, his brother J. Rosamond Johnson set it to music. He was a poet, a teacher, and one of the early major forces in the NAACP. We light a chalice. I wonder, Reverend, thanks. You will take care of the sacred matches, and I'll talk. We light a chalice at the commencement of our spiritual gatherings. Sometimes even for business meetings, we light a chalice. At camps and conference centers and wherever you might find Unitarian Universalists, you're likely to find a chalice or several. I know people that travel with chalices. I haven't quite ascended to that myself. It's a symbol of our free faith, our free search for faith, our free lack of faith, as some have put it, and it is symbolic of a great many things. On another Sunday, I can guarantee you it'll have an entirely different connotation. But for me today, it means the earth is a vessel, sailing on with a fire in its heart. The inside of the earth, someone told me, I believe it was on NPR, is virtually as hot as the sun. Now, if it's that hot on the inside, where are the flames on the outside? We must be them. We are that energy force of earth burning, oxidizing, green and blue and white when you see us from out in space, down here on the ground, fashioning from the earth a whole spectrum of color, providing this mysterious and mystical balance of peace and health and justice we might call spirit. And I like this word spirit, as you'll see. I'll even tune up again. This is the song that's had my foot in the door of Unitarian Universalist churches everywhere for a few decades now. It's number 347 in our hymn book, or her book, however we do it here, and their book. And I find I'm number 347. I go to the General Assembly or something, and people say, oh, there's Jim Scott. Oh, Florence, this is number 347. Glad to have that identity. Song, but I'll bet you can get the chorus. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy, gather in sin, now and then, now and then, gather in hope, gather in hope, compassion and strength, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Gather the spirit of heart and mind, seeds for the applaud for hymns. That's nice. I know in some, I think it's perfectly okay to applaud. I know in some churches we pass laws about that. If you do it faster, it sounds like there's more people. I forgot my unobtrusive pieces of paper this morning, and so, pardon me, I'm going to learn to have an iPad someday, but I've got the computer in front of me. We are gathered again in that dangerous bastion, the church that threatens family values, the church that wants to undermine the authority of the Father, the church that has half forgotten the Creator in its pagan worshiping of the creation, the church that those right-wing radio ministries have warned us about, this church of bleeding heart liberalism, some thinly veiled front for leftist politics, of homosexual propaganda. I like it here. The church that tells you you won't be going to hell no matter what you do in this life. And the church that often leaves the first few pews open for the diversity we're sure is going to show up. We're open to it. The church of practicing witches, whose very assertion they don't believe in any devil confirms they must be accomplishing some of his work. And the church that sings carefully, not sure if there are any words we can totally subscribe to and not be questioning ourselves tomorrow or in the next worship committee meeting. The church that is not sure if there's in fact anything we can celebrate with that passion and abandon those other churches hold for Jesus the Savior, Son of God the Father. Although something lurks in us, we might be missing out on some of their fun. It is that search for ecstasy, enlightenment, and other things, including free coffee, which is often the only thing whose origins we don't question, that brings us together. This is my church, and I'm a zealot. This is the church that says to everyone, you're not only welcome, but we need you and your creative input in our continuing dynamic and evolving culture. Diversity is a strength, a survival mechanism we believe in. We face the challenge of weighing new and ancient wisdom in our search for guidance in this life, as well as the continuing creation of our own mythology. It's not an easy job. And we come together in meetings like this to offer each other ourselves for sustenance. As a great minister, I started as a Universalist long ago, and a minister that was a great mentor, friend of the family. He used to say, about this point, he'd say, well, that's about all I had to say. But I'm not going to stop now. Well, that's good. Now something's really going to happen. I just want to say, I said in there, you won't be going to hell no matter what you do in this life. That's fundamental is not the right word. That's a basic tenet of universalism that we don't. I remember my dad saying this to me when we left that tall, narrow church with a spire in Norwell, Massachusetts. Well, we Universalists, I guess hell had come up somehow in a song or in something in the service. And he said, well, we Universalists don't believe in a hellfire and all of that, an eternity of damnation. Well, that was a liberating thing to find out when I was a kid. I brought that up somehow in third grade, and I had a teacher saying, well, I'm going to pray for you because exactly because you don't believe it, that's why you're going there, and all that. But that's the gift we give to our young people, to question that bombardment of stuff that's, it's in movies, it's in everything, common culture, and we have people around us who even say that apparently we used to be a Christian country and we should become one again or something like that. Hard to believe, but we all know it goes on all around us. And hello? It's for you. And I heard a Native American leader say what I just said, that our, she described being Native American, but I think it was a good description of our dynamic and evolving culture. I like that. I think that's what we're about. You know, we don't have a big book up here with all the answers. So we make it up as we go along. So with all the highest intent and responsibility we could put to it, we are creating this liturgy that grows with us and evolves with us. Some people, of course, say that even to reinterpret the Bible as they interpret it is, you know, we're instruments of the devil or something. But I like to think that the world is changing. And boy, my daughter and her peers, as they grew up, now completely attached to handheld devices and with immediate gratification of Google and everything, and quite savvy about all the misinformation that's out there. I see that we're changing. And the 2,000-year-old stories are good, but we need new stories, and we need new songs and new celebration to hold ourselves together. So I'm not sure I got to the worship committee meeting to ask. I love to lead this Joys and Sorrows. Is that somebody else's job? It's, pardon me, I'm new here. I think it's a wonderful thing we do until churches get so large that we kind of have to institutionalize it and automate it or something, that we share our stories. And as we're doing this partially virtual, I'm not sure what the process is here, but we'll find out, won't we, right now. I like to do it with a song, and I'm going to show you this little song. I forgot that we might have used the hymn book for that one song, but you won't need books after this. I'll show you how the songs go. With every story told, our friendship becomes art. Each passage of life is a gateway to the heart. We are one in joy and sorrow, and the music of our learning is danced in love and harmony with each day of earth's turning. So that had a lot of words, and it goes up high and goes down low, but don't let that faze you. Just sing along as you normally would. With every story told, with every story told, our friendship becomes art. Our friendship becomes art. Each passage of life is a gateway to the heart, is a gateway to the heart. We are one in joy and sorrow. We are one in joy and sorrow, and the music of our learning, and the music of our learning is danced in love and harmony, is danced in love and harmony with each day of earth's turning. Now, I like to use the last couple lines of that to sing back to each person who might share with us a joy or a concern. Our rites of passage, our milestones, stories of our lives. Not a time for political announcements, but a time for personal reflections, if we might. Are there joys or concerns we might share this morning? Yes, good morning. And I think I could see we were working on a microphone that doesn't work back there for us. You could come. Would you like to come up and pardon me, I'm going to adjust this mic and make noise. Oh, there is a mic? Great. Yes, he just had it on and he turned it off. No? Okay. Oh, and the cord doesn't go very far.
My name is Shelley, and I have
I'm very concerned for my granddaughter, who's 14 years old, and I don't want to share any of the particulars. I just want to ask everyone to send loving light and thoughts to my granddaughter, Maya.
We are one in joy and sorrow, and the music of our learning is danced in love and harmony with each day of earth's turning. And you don't have to wait for the music to be over. Thanks.
Good morning. My name is Jennifer Ratcliffe. I just wanted to let everybody know that Linda and Ralph Moore, who used to be members here, send all their love. They're now living in Savannah, and they miss everybody.
We are one in joy and sorrow, and the music of our learning is danced in love and harmony with each day of earth's turning. Are there other joys and concerns for this year? Good morning.
This is just our second visit here, and we're really pleased to be here. Just put my mom into hospice after many years of declining health and Alzheimer's. The joy is that she's now getting so much more that she needs. My concern is that I won't have enough emotion left when she passes, because I've used it all up in the last 3 years.
We are one in joy and sorrow, and the music of our learning is danced in love and harmony with each day of earth's turning. There are the joys and concerns. Well, let these joys and concerns given voice this morning speak for all the joys and concerns we hold in our minds and hearts that remain unspoken. Let's sing the whole refrain. You'll be amazed how well we know the second half. With every story told, our friendship becomes art. Each passage of life is a gateway to the heart. We're one in joy and sorrow. We are one in joy and sorrow, and the music of our learning is danced in love and harmony with each day of earth's turning. I wrote a song that I'm deciding to not sing to you. It's a work in progress. I wrote a song a long time ago that, did I just unplug something? There we go. Thank you. As obviously we're improvising our way through not being in our regular sanctuary with all the accoutrements that we would have to make everything seamless. We'll be as seamless as possible. I'm going to just read you some words. It was the dream in the heart of a mystic that all humanity find its place, judged by the content of character and not gender, creed, and race. That we are all equally created with a dignity and worth and rich or poor might all share in the bounty of this earth. The refrain of the song being, the dream is still alive, the dream is still alive. In the heart of this land of plenty, I've seen harvests go to seed, while armies keep the hungry wanting as we destroy more than they need. Of all essential freedoms, freedom of want will dominate, yet under such pompous disguises, greed will hide behind the mask of hate. The dream is still alive, the dream is still alive. So there's my song in the works. But I'd rather tell you about things that I learned. For 40 years, I knew Pete Seeger. And, you know, I won't even claim to be on the inner circle of anything. But we talked often, several times. We had lengthy conversations about his association with Dr. Martin Luther King and how they collaborated one place or another. And eventually I got to go to this place that's just a small building you might know of, called the Highlander Center. It was the Highlander Folk School outside of Knoxville, Tennessee. This place that was unassuming, although the Ku Klux Klan tried to burn it down and things like that. It was always under some duress. It's where everybody who was anybody in the civil rights movement went to get nonviolent training and training in organizing. I didn't even know the term organizer until in the last decade or two I've heard community organizer, and of course President Obama was a community organizer early on. And I didn't know that was a thing back when I was a kid, but obviously it takes organization. From the porters, the railroad porters were some of the first what's the word, activists to really get organized and try to make some kind of justice, economic justice. And of course, the military actually led the way in certain, I mean, lots of good news and bad news there. But I was surprised to find when I joined my uncle's army, Sam, that is, back, I ended up in the Army Band in Washington, D.C., in the Army Band Jazz Ambassadors Band. And we toured the country, didn't leave the country. And that was my my close encounter, I guess, with the insides of the military. And I came to respect the institution as really attempting to be enlightened. I mean, let's leave war out of it, but as far as the other stuff goes, the equality that I saw in the military was leading the way for our society. So we all know that Martin Luther King not only was speaking for civil rights, and from the relative safety of churches, people could go out and organize, and usually that was the safe place to go to not be shot or something, although that did happen. That's where people could go and organize and discover that there were lots of other people, and there was a movement, and there was power here. And so it all comes under an umbrella of a Christian religious thing, mostly. But as Martin Luther King was sometimes leading a campaign somewhere, oh great, I've just lost his name, the black Muslim, somebody knows. Yes, Malcolm X, thank you.
we read that they were sort of at odds, but I'm not sure about that. I think what I recall, even as a young person too, was that there were a couple of times Malcolm X threatened to come in and, like, if you don't deal with the nice guy, we've got a lot of angrier people that are right behind this, and I think they did work together. Pete Seeger crossed paths with these folks, and Pete Seeger and Guy Carawan, another white folk singer, were fixtures at the Highlander Center. Guy Carawan much more, and he and his wife Candy Carawan wrote a big book called Carry It On, of all the songs of the movement and all that, and he remained the not artist in residence, but sort of resident musician of the Highlander Center for a long time. And when I finally got there, he was still there. He was pretty forgetful at that point, but he was so grateful that I came with our musicians union, another little thing that Pete Seeger made happen. Well, not that he carried it through. Some other folks like John McCutcheon and others, Charlie King, established the local 1,000 of the musicians union, the non-local local that served the purposes of touring musicians. So that tends to be the activist musicians too. So the local 1,000 is a pretty activist bunch of folks. And we had our meeting at the Highlander Center, and I got the whole history of all of this. These little rooms with bunk beds. They said, well, the young Dr. King was in one of those bunk beds right there. And Pete Seeger and Guy Carawan would thread these trainings through with songs. You'd come and get your training for a week, sitting in a circle in rocking chairs. And you'd learn all this stuff, but threaded through and through with music. So Pete carried that, of course, everywhere. He was on the front lines of many marches. I remember him saying once that Martin Luther King and another great leader and a couple of other folks, and he said, I can't remember who was saying it, but I played a song. I think it was If I Had a Hammer. And these other people, all African American, someone said, boy, if that's the white music right there, we got some work to do. But then eventually that song, of course, became one of those, what do you call that? I had it written down small, but I've lost my vocabulary. Yeah, an anthem. Thank you. I can always get help from a Unitarian congregation, a Unitarian Universalist congregation. I'm going to turn this over. Well, I like getting to play for services because they let me talk too, but I really am a musician first. And some people think I'm too big to be funny. So. Here's a few of those songs. Now, if you grew up in the African American church, the AME Zion Church, or say others, you would have learned these as religious songs. I came across them as movement songs. You change a word or two, or maybe you don't change any words, and it becomes the Union song. Civil rights song. was already a fixture in the movement when young Dr. Martin Luther King gets out of Boston University and goes to the Highlander Center. Not long after that, just before he was going to become the minister at what now is called Martin Luther King Memorial Church, just 2 doors down from the Capitol in Montgomery, Alabama. I got to play there a few years ago on the 50th anniversary of the Selma Montgomery March. I had other things to do. I didn't get there in time for Selma and the bridge, and the president was there and everything, but later I joined the march, and I do that sometimes, and it was pretty much, by then, the tourists had gone home, and it was pretty much African Americans, 1,000, 1,500, I don't know, marching into Montgomery from, started at a shopping center the last morning outside of town. Huge police presence, all being remarkably helpful. And I played a song there. I got to shake hands with Martin Luther King III, and then people were saying, okay, well, we got to get this guy down to the end, and who's going to take the guitar? The police car took my guitar down to the Capitol, and you march up, walk up this big hill, and the Capitol's at the top, where, who was that governor? Was that George Wallace? No. The governor refused to come out and meet the marchers the first time that they successfully got there. This time the governor came out and came down and said some polite words until the people started to chant, restore the vote, restore the vote. And his handlers kind of took him and went back up the stairs. And it started to rain. And someone said, I think we better go over to the church. What? So 2 doors down was the Ebenezer Baptist Church. So everybody's not going to fit into the church, but a remarkable number of people did fit in there. And somehow a friend, Judy Collins is her name, but not the famous folk singer, the Alabama activist, said, well, he knew Pete Seeger. And so they had me sing a Pete Seeger song there, and I'm just honored. And after that, we sang. You can tell the temperature with these. This is a nylon string guitar, a classical guitar that doesn't usually have a strap on it. Other than as opposed to a steel string guitar that you would play with a pick, that most white guys with guitar who sing play. I have this one. It doesn't seem to want to agree a lot this morning. This is a song Pete Seeger wrote that sums up a lot of this. One blue sky above us, one ocean lapping at our shore, one earth so green and brown, who could ask for more? And because I love you, I'll give it one more try to show my rainbow race. It's too soon to die. Some folks want to be like an ostrich, bury their heads in the sand. Some hope that plastic dreams can unclench all those greedy hands. Some hope to take the easy way. Poisons, bombs, they think we need them. Don't you know you can't kill all the unbelievers? There's no shortcut to which if you look in the hymn book, that's when I was born. Group of women, a lot of women, were striking at a cigarette factory in North Carolina. I think it was in Greensboro, North Carolina. And they sang this song. There was a woman there, a folk singer, white folk singer, who perceived and said, that's different than I ever heard before. Now there's this song, fast gospel song. I'll be all right, I'll be all right, I'll be all right someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe I'll be all right someday. Oh, and hand clapping on the like that. And the next verse might be, I'll go to heaven, and later it was, I'll overcome. It was a verse, using this. I'll overcome the wicked world where the very laws of the land deny my humanity, and there'll be this place, this afterlife. That's code, of course, to sing about liberation right under the noses of your oppressors. Oh, aren't they cute, singing that, all these faith things about the afterlife and all really. No, they're talking about, what is that? You won't see me around the campfire. I'm going over Jordan. That means I'll be in Ohio next week, and I'm going to be in Canada, like that. So Pete also uncovered, he wrote in his biography that he found a reference in, I think about 1912, of a union meeting, and they said, and we closed with a rousing version of I'll Overcome. So it's called I'll Overcome even then. And then, we will overcome. And Pete said, I thought shall sounded better. And at the Highlander Center, he began to sing, we shall overcome. And legend is that the young Dr. King said, well, that sounds like the anthem for our whole movement right there. And a number of people had sung it and recorded it. It didn't turn into a hit song, but it was just in the movement everywhere. So by the time in 1963, the March on Washington, everybody kind of knows this song by then. With this triplet, 1, 2, 3, that becomes kind of almost swing, and where jazz comes from this African triplet thing. Wait a minute, we want to rehearse just a little bit. Sing with me. And I'll bet you can find a harmony note. Fill that out, make it up. And that's what we want. Shall. Take a breath when somebody next to you doesn't. Keep that going. Well, shall. Now the chord changes. Steps. Keep it going, keep it going. Come. And if you didn't get it in, then you can throw it in later. We shall overcome, overcome, overcome. We shall. In African American church, it's called extended rhythm, which means no rhythm, and just get everybody on board. If you do this too fast, just like playing tennis or anything else, if it's too fast, you lose your coordination and you can't. But if we take it nice and slow, we can find all this harmony. We can put ourselves in harmony, which is a piece rehearsal right there, just in case you want to take it home with you. Now the next part's a little weird. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Give me some harmony there. Keep breathing. God, keep it going. By the wayside, we got enough force to pick them up and carry them on through. And we shall overcome someday. Now, if it's the Southern Christian Leadership Council, the next verse will be, God is on our side. Some people don't put that in there, but we can change just a few words. They call these zipper songs, maybe it's a Velcro song these days. You just change a couple of words and you got a new verse. Let's do one more. We shall live in peace. We shall stand up, or just stay. If that's difficult, just stay sitting down. But we need to take the hand of the next person next to us. And I know Unitarian Universalists do it like this, kind of. The way this goes in the movement is right over left. Right hand over left. You got to get a little closer. A little closer. Yeah. That means go reach across the aisle. Read anything into that you want. We shall live in peace. We shall live in peace. We shall. So if you start rocking back and forth, you're going to take somebody with you. We shall live in peace. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome. Thank you. You can let go of each other and sit down. That would make a great ending right there. But we're going to go ahead on and wrap this up. This is number 1052 in our teal songbook. I'll show you how it goes. My wish for you, as now we part, is for greater peace to fill your heart with dreams as vast as starry
space. So hurt and anger know no place. May truth be shared and wounds be healed, and joy for living be revealed. Through every fate and circumstance, may hope lead weary steps to dance. And I think Reverend Don might be worried that I've forgotten the offertory, but I'm making, we're gonna, we forgive, but we don't forget. I made an executive decision here to just, so if it's not what it says on the piece of paper, you don't have to go like this right now. I know how we can be. So we'll multitask. As we're celebrating today this life support system of our Mother Earth and of our American society, for now anyway, that is democracy. Let's take a moment to reflect on and contribute to this more immediate life support system, the work of this church community. And while you're practicing detachment, I will show you how the chorus goes. And may your life be as a song. Try that. And may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light. Try that. Resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. May your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. So it turns out to be a 4-part round. Ha ha ha. But I know we can do it in at least 2 parts. Let's sing it once more together. May your life, and may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. Well, I bet we can do it in 2 parts, at least, if you'll self-select. You know who you are. If you can do the second part, I'll show you where it starts. If you're unsure, stick with me. And if you're completely lost, be part 3 or part 4. Now, the secret to singing around together is you can sing the same line 4 times over, and it'll work. And may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing. I forgot to bring in the second part, didn't I? And then song. And may your life do as a la 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 la. And if you are not even sure what the words are yet, you can make up your own C minor scale will work in a transitory fashion. But don't worry if you don't even know what a C minor scale is. You're never more than half step away from one that is. So you can do it. La 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 la. And may your life be as a song, please. And may your life to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. La, 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 When Wisdom was a striking young man, he met a beautiful woman named Love. Now, I'm not really sure who was the man and who was the woman. Maybe they were the same sex. I'd like to keep you, said Wisdom. You can't own me, said Love, but I love you anyway. What would it cost to know you'd always be there, asked Wisdom. Don't ask such questions, said Love. Just look at the stars. Why? Wisdom pondered. Are they telling us something? Oh, chill out, chided Love. Which made Wisdom happy in a funny sort of way. And so it was that Wisdom fell in love with Love, and thus became truly wise. Let's go in peace. Thank you, everyone. Join us for coffee hour and analysis. Did I forget something?
Before we extinguish our chalice, let us thank Jim Scott.
I forgot about the chalice.
So let us extinguish our chalice. You should know the words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. So go in peace and enjoy your week, and please talk with
And I just remembered what was written at the end was postlude, you'll know it. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out warning, I'd hammer out love between the brothers and the sisters, all over this land. Gotta take a poll. Should we just let it be one verse, or we want to do the whole thing? Pete and Lee Hayes wrote this song in 1947. It originally went like this: love between all of my brothers, all